Trade rumors reportedly suggest that Kyle Lowry is actively seeking a trade from the Raptors to the Philadelphia 76ers. So, are these trade rumors true? We'll break it down in today's video. Let's get into it. Welcome to Amateur Sports, the channel where you get NBA content with a focus on the Toronto Raptors. We do a ton of videos about the Raptors. We also do a ton of live stream watch-alongs and other fun live streams associated with the Toronto Raptors, like the one we're doing tonight for the watch-along against the Houston Rockets. Make sure you're there for a fun time with myself and with the chat on stream. But before we get into today's video, make sure with all this great content coming in, you like up the video if you like and enjoy the video to help us reach new viewers, and subscribe to Amateur Sports for more content just like this and to keep up to date with everything we're putting out. But now that that's out of the way, let's get into our video of the day. Kyle Lowry trade rumors yet again. They kind of had a resurgence in the last couple of days. Apparently Kyle Lowry is looking for a trade to the 76ers. Apparently Kyle Lowry is not looking for a trade to the 76ers. Maybe Kyle Lowry is open to the trade. We are going to break down everything in today's video. So for starters, Kyle Lowry, when he came back to the Raptors against the Miami Heat, he had a fantastic game and kind of, to me, put a lot of the notion that the Raptors are better without him to bed. I mean, the Raptors are 16-1 in the last 17 games when Kyle Lowry has not been available, but I think that is a completely different dynamic in the playoffs. Kyle Lowry is an essential part of this team if they want to have postseason success. I mean, I think he's essential to the regular season success as well, but postseason success, Kyle Lowry needs to be on this team. So for me, I am completely content with keeping Kyle Lowry, and if the Raptors want to make a trade and if that trade can better the organization, then I am open to it, but I am not seeking out that trade if I'm in that position. I'm just open to it, but I'm completely fine with keeping Kyle Lowry on the Toronto Raptors. But it could be an effect that it's not about what the team wants. It could be about what Kyle Lowry wants. And apparently the rumors, like I said, Kyle Lowry is seeking this trade to the 76ers. He wants to go back to his hometown playing for this Philadelphia team. And if that's true, you can't really blame him. The Philadelphia 76ers are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They seem to have sorted out a lot of their deficiencies that have plagued them over the last couple of seasons. And Kyle Lowry, I think, is a piece that completes that 76ers team. They would have to give up, a little bit of depth, a little bit of prospects, perhaps a pick in order to acquire Kyle Lowry. But it's up to them, it's up to Daryl Morey if they decide that they really want to go for it this season in a wide open Eastern Conference. And it's absolutely there for the taking. And if they want to make that one trade that could push them over the line and get them to an NBA Finals, potentially an NBA championship, I think that Kyle Lowry, a proper, pure point guard who can play defense in the position, who can create his own shot, who can shoot the 3-ball very well and be a very good playmaker, is the right man for them. So as far as these rumors go, Kyle Lowry with apparently wanting to be out of the Raptors, wanting to go to the 76ers, I think it's been drawn to too deep of conclusions. I think that Kyle Lowry is, he understands the situation. He's on an expiring contract. He makes a lot of money. This is a bit of a transition year for the Raptors, and the Raptors, probably looking to rebuild and make themselves a force in the Eastern Conference yet again, could do with some picks and with some prospects. It could also do with the services of Kyle Lowry, but also there's other things that they could do with for cheaper, because Kyle Lowry makes a ton of money and is probably going to want a lot of money this offseason yet again. So Kyle Lowry understands all of this and could just understand that if the Raptors want to trade him, he would want to have a say in where he goes. And obviously, hometown is Philadelphia, would be a great destination for Kyle Lowry, and I think it is a place that the Raptors could make work in a trade if Philadelphia are willing to make it work as well. But with these rumors, Kyle Lowry's agent has also come out kind of trying to put these to bed, and it's basically saying that Kyle Lowry does not want out of the Raptors. And I think that what we're seeing here, it's not about Kyle Lowry asking to be out of the Raptors. It's more so about Kyle Lowry being open to leaving the Raptors if it does come to that. But I'm sure he is completely happy and completely content to also stay with the Toronto Raptors if that is the case. Now let's discuss what any sort of trade would look like if it involved Kyle Lowry leaving the Toronto Raptors. And I think that ultimately, Kyle Lowry should have a say in where he goes. And this is a bit of a topic that I was thinking about yesterday. And it's should the Raptors go for the best package if it means you send Kyle Lowry to an undesirable destination for himself? or should you take a lesser package but know and feel good about yourself for letting Kyle Lowry have a say in where he wants to go, like the Philadelphia 76ers? And I absolutely think that Kyle Lowry, I get the organization can come first, but I think Kyle Lowry absolutely needs a say in where he goes because the great service he has displayed for the Toronto Raptors, what he has done for the franchise, helping them get to their first NBA championship in 2019, being a key figure in the Raptors getting to that championship, I absolutely think that Kyle Lowry needs a say in where he goes. And if he's open to going to the 76ers, this is a place where the trade can work. But again, like I was saying earlier, it needs to be Philadelphia who are willing to help make this work as well, because the Raptors want a decent return for Kyle Lowry. It is not going to be cheap in order to get Kyle Lowry. We saw the sort of return that you can get for a player in a guard position who can play some good defense, be a shot creator, and be a playmaker in Jrue Holiday in the offseason. The Milwaukee Bucks spent a lot of picks, a lot of assets in order to acquire Jrue Holiday in the offseason. And Kyle Lowry, who is a 6-time All-Star leading up to this year, had been an All-Star 6 times in a row. I'm thinking that the Raptors need a pretty good return as well. I'm not going to settle for, just a few veteran players on expiring contracts and maybe one prospect. I am not going to settle. If I'm the Raptors, I am not going to settle for this because, again, I am fully comfortable keeping Kyle Lowry and not trading him. Jrue Holiday, I get, he's on maybe a bit less money, and I know that Jrue Holiday, he has more time on his contract, but Jrue Holiday has only been an All-Star one time, and sure, he has displayed many other facets of his game that maybe don't make him an All-Star, but make him a great player. And say what you want about comparing the players, but I am not settling for a small package, considering the amount that Jrue Holiday was traded for. So I think for Kyle Lowry, the Raptors have to be asking the Philadelphia 76ers, well, for some veterans, well, Danny Green certainly has to be in this trade because Kyle Lowry's making about $30 million. You need to have Danny Green's $15 million on an expiring contract coming back the other way. You also need to add in a bit more money in somebody, let's say Mike Scott or Tony Bradley. I would think that the Raptors would want to get some more depth in the center position, so Tony Bradley wouldn't be a bad option to bring back. And then I'm feeling 2 prospects and a pick. Maybe not even the pick, but I'm feeling at least 2 prospects or a prospect, a really good prospect, and a first-round pick because the Raptors, again, they don't need to settle for this. Other teams should be trying to purchase Kyle Lowry, trying to seek Kyle Lowry in this trade. The Raptors are not the team that are seeking out this trade. If other teams come knocking, the Raptors, if they get the right package coming back the other way, they will oblige and they will trade Kyle Lowry. But I think that the right trade for the Raptors would be to look at Danny Green, of course. I would want to get Tony Bradley, and then I would like to get 2 of Milton, Maxey, and or Thibault. 2 out of 3 of those players would have to come to the Raptors, along with potentially a second-round pick in order for me to be comfortable with letting Kyle Lowry go. That might actually turn into a first-round pick, a future first-round pick. There would have to be a very good return. And again, if you think that's outlandish, if you think that's an outrageous asking price, then so be it. The Raptors will just keep Kyle Lowry. They are not looking to trade this player. They are happy to keep him, happy to be the best team that they can possibly be this season with Kyle Lowry on their team. And I'm under the impression that Kyle Lowry makes this team better, especially in the playoffs. So if you think that Green, Bradley, Thibault, and Maxey or Milton, along with a potential first or second round pick, is too big of an asking price for the Raptors, then I don't care. I wouldn't sell him for less than that. I wouldn't settle for anything less for Kyle Lowry because he is so special to this franchise. He does make such a difference on the court for this franchise. So if you don't want him on your team, if you're not willing to go that length in order to acquire Kyle Lowry, I'm sure that the Raptors will be completely comfortable trying to re-sign Kyle Lowry at the end of the season. And if he doesn't re-sign, they have a ton of cap space available to go after, somebody in a pretty good free agent class. Again, the Raptors are not seeking out this trade. Kyle Lowry is not seeking out this trade. It is merely Kyle Lowry is open to the possibility of going to the Philadelphia 76ers, being on a contender. The Raptors, if they decide they want to focus on the future rather than this season, which I think is something that would make sense, then they would absolutely be willing to do that as well. As far as other teams trading for Kyle Lowry, I think the Miami Heat have some things that I would like to bring into the Raptors, but if Kyle Lowry is not willing to go to that destination like he is willing to go to Philly, I'd be fine trading him to Philly. A team that I would not trade him to is the Los Angeles Clippers. I mean, the way they rinsed their team to get Paul George. I mean, Paul George is playing fantastically, but the way the Clippers rinsed their team in order order to acquire Paul George. They really don't have anything that would make me happy if I was in the position in the front office with the Raptors. There's nothing the Clippers can really give me that would entice me to trade Kyle Lowry. So I think the best suitor for the Raptors to trade Kyle Lowry is the Philadelphia 76ers. I think the Philadelphia 76ers would be willing to give quite a bit in order to acquire Kyle Lowry and really go for it this season, really go for it, try to win this NBA championship. And the player, Kyle Lowry, I think would be willing to go to Philadelphia as well. So I think this leaves every party satisfied. And if it doesn't, then this trade doesn't need to happen. We do not need to move Kyle Lowry. The Raptors will be the best team they can possibly be with him on the roster, on their team, on the court, playing for their team. So with these rumors, I wouldn't draw too much into it, but at the end of the day, the Raptors are going to take care of their organization, but they are going to have a little bit of a soft spot for picking Kyle Lowry's destination. They are going to allow him to have a say. I am absolutely sure of that. So what do you make of these Kyle Lowry trade rumors? Would you trade Kyle Lowry? What would you trade Kyle Lowry for? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. But that wraps it up for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, please like the video if you did enjoy it at any point to help us reach new viewers, and subscribe to Amateur Hour Sports for more content just like this. Like I said, the videos just like this. We also have a ton of live streams like the one we are doing tonight for the game against the Houston Rockets. Make sure you're there. They are a ton of fun. I assure you, you will have a good time if you show up for those. At the end of the day, I believe what I say. If you disagree, that is okay. We'll see you again next time for another video.